Welcome to my Isle of Wight. We're in St Lawrence today, just slightly west of Ventnor. We've wended our way down from the main road, down the winding lanes, through the trees, down the gravel drive, beautiful sea on the left-hand side, and we're at Isle of Wight Studio Glass, renowned throughout the world for its glass-making techniques and also the demonstrations that they do. The hope is today that we're going to get to meet the owner, have a go at making some glass, and see what they do. Let's get in. Go on. Busy, busy, busy. Wow, it's so busy, but it finally looks like we've got some space at the counter. Hi, is Tim around?
Yes, I think that.
Oh, if you could, yeah, brilliant. Thanks. Tim, hi. How's it going? Simon,
all right, good.
My Isle of Wight. We're just wondering which of these was you. Are you on there?
Oh, yeah, much younger person up there,
Yes.
yes. The second from the left.
Okay, right. Wow. How far back is that?
Oh, probably 20 years ago.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So what's the history of you being
The
here?
history, I'm second generation. My father started the company in 1973.
Right.
And I've sort of, since he passed away, sort of almost 16 years ago now, I've taken over.
Right.
Really, and, it's always been my passion. It's in the
Yeah.
blood, really has been.
Yeah,
ever
you've got
from the
molten
beginning.
glass in your blood.
I guess so. Yeah, hot-blooded.
Yeah. Can we have a look and see how it
Sure,
goes?
yeah, come on.
Okay, brilliant. Here we are in the main studio, and it's warm, not surprisingly, molten glass around. And Tim, how did this thing come about? How did your dad get into it?
Well, Dad got into it early days, being at the Royal College of Art, being a student, and then eventually sort of beginning to teach. So in his wisdom, after getting a contract with the Royal College of Art for 5 years to be head of department, he chucked all that lot in.
Wow, big move.
Took all the family and everything, and we settled on the island of Malta in the Mediterranean. It got to a point in Malta where the political situation got quite difficult. So enjoyed island life, looked for another island.
Right.
Mum had been here as a child.
Right.
Thought, well, let's look at the Isle of Wight.
That classic Isle of Wight story.
And came to the Isle of Wight, found this building.
So, how would you describe what you do here now? It's sort of custom glass? Or
This is
what's
studio
the...
glass.
Okay.
Studio glass, it's sort of late 50s, early 60s, didn't exist. It's something that kind of got pinched between manufacturing and designing, and allowed the designer, the artisan to get hold of the material and do what he wanted to do with it. It's very makey-learny, and there's some pretty ugly things out there from early days, but fantastic, really. It was like, getting hold of this, what is a magical material, and being able to do what you want to do with it, rather than conform to more domesticated things. We could create a marketplace. It was, it was fantastic, and still is fantastic. Do you want to blow a bubble?
Absolutely, yeah. And this is something that everyone can do, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, okay. That's hot.
Yeah. I mean, the furnace at this moment in time, working temperature is 1,060 degrees C.
Is it? Wow.
So, and as you can see, it's orange.
Right.
Because it's hot. It's actually clear glass. Orange because of the heat. Quite runny, about the consistency of treacle.
Right.
Having to turn the iron all the time. If we stopped turning, it would drop on the floor.
Okay.
Right. Here's the bubble.
Right.
So, keep turning.
Okay. In the same direction?
Yes. And blow gently. Blow a bit more now if you can. Blow harder. Okay, stop turning, now blow hard. And we're going to stop you there. Okay, just take your thumb off. And well done.
Wow.
That's the thickness of it.
So, that's basically a light bulb thickness, is it?
It's probably thinner. It's probably thicker than that.
Wow.
Considering that it's 1,060 degrees, how many moments ago?
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to find out the process of actually making this glass. You saw the objects in the shop before. We're going to go through the process. Tim's going to step us through, give us a quick overview of what happens. I know it's probably not a quick process, but we'll try and make it as quick as possible. And then, really get to understand the artistry involved with this. So what's first?
First bit is to get the glass out the furnace, like you did with the blower bubble.
So it starts clear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Putting a preheated blowing iron, that's what it's called, into the glass, covering the nose sort of a couple of inches.
Yeah.
turning it all the time,
Right,
keeping it
that
on
makes
centre,
sense.
keeping
Yeah.
it, you know, where you want it to be.
Yeah.
That little piece of equipment is cooling the iron, because obviously when you put a steel rod into
Yeah.
all that heat,
Yeah.
the heat's going to creep up the iron.
And there's the paper.
It's picked up a paper pad. That's the same paper as you get your fish and chips wrapped up in, soaked in water.
Right.
Next process
Yeah.
is to apply the background colour, which is a blue. It's
Okay.
blue powder glass. It's coloured
And so
chemically.
it is actually glass.
Blue glass, ground, smashed and ground into a powder.
Yeah. Now, is this hotter? This one here?
It is
the
slightly
colour seems
hotter.
more intense.
Yes, it's probably
The
close to
light.
1200 degrees centigrade.
Okay.
And this is purely a reheating point.
Okay.
Because he needs to fire that glass powder
Get
onto
it
the
bonded.
surface, get it bonded,
Okay.
make it part of the body, the clear glass. The next part of the process, this is all colour application. We've
Yeah.
done no real making of the piece. This is just surface decoration. It's to apply sterling silver leaf to the surface of it. This is rolled on. Now we're going to apply what, as all intents and purposes, looks like sugar, but it's
Yeah.
clear crushed glass.
Okay.
You've got it really hot now. Burnt the silver leaf away, leaving the silver oxide. Applying thin glass canes.
Right.
It's all part of the pattern.
Right.
It's going to apply glass chips to the surface. These are chips of glass. What I'm doing is just getting it hot, nice and evenly hot now. And then what I'll do is I'll go to the bench, begin to shape it and introduce a little more air into it.
Okay.
See, the paper doesn't burn very quickly because of the water. The water's turning into steam very
Yeah.
quickly. And I'm just going to put a little more air into it. Putting my thumb on the end, trapping the air. You can see it inflates. These steel tools, I'm just beginning to shape the neck. I'm separating what I want from what I don't want.
Okay.
We use calipers to give us consistency of product. You know, if somebody orders something or somebody wants a vase that's 10 centimetres in diameter, it needs to be 10 centimetres in diameter. Right, we've got now a vessel, a round ball which I've blown with a little straight neck.
Okay.
The next part of the process is to turn it around, because this is the bottom obviously, and we need to finish the top. I can't do that at the moment. So we need to turn it around by getting another iron, a little piece of glass on the end of that iron.
Yeah.
We'll trim it, shape it, we'll stick it to the bottom, break it off at this point, that will turn our piece around. Heating it again. So it's a constant process of a little bit of work, a little bit of heat, a little bit of work, a little bit of heat.
So you definitely need tons of patience.
Yeah, yes, you need patience. Straightening this lip now. Smooth. Check it's all straight. Now we need to spray it with this tin salt.
That's a foot pedal you're using.
Foot pedal.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to get this nice iridescent blue colour with a bit of luck. Wow. There we go. So where this joint is just a mechanical joint, I'm going to create lots of little fractures using this little blade around this joint. Open the door. You just rest it into a little sand tray, tap this iron, and away it comes.
We've seen the master class. Now we're going to see the amateur class. I'm going to have a go, which is something that members of the public can do as well. It's going to be a slightly cut down version. When you come along and do it as a member of the public, there's a lot more selection involved. But because time's tight today, we're going to go a sort of summarised version. But it could be making a paperweight apparently. Keep rotating. Is there a particular direction to rotate?
Clockwise. In, clockwise.
Wow, it's just
Rest on the sill. That's it, you've got it. Put it on the side. That's it. Look for the reflection, see it, go on. Go in there. Turn, turn, turn. That's it now. That's it. Hold the iron about here, no further down than there. Lift it, lift it, lift it. Whoa! That's it. Rest it on the little beam.
I'm here.
That's it, go. Excellent. Hold it level. You see what it's doing? It's all running back towards you.
So what do you want to
Right,
do?
just let it droop. Press it in. One side. Stop. Yeah. Press it in.
I see.
Then we're going to turn over.
Right.
Press it again. Right, lift it up, take it back to the reheating point.
Yeah.
Take the iron from behind my hand always, because you know it's cold at that end.
Right.
Okay? Right? It's all yours.
I'm scared of it.
Okay. Try and make a full rotation. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's hard to summarise. It's feeling fearful of it and amazed at the same time. But these do look ancient, don't they, the way they're made?
Yeah. Just lean over your work a bit, see what you do.
Okay.
Don't stand away from it so much. Right, let's go and put it in the trigger. Again, little fractures around this joint.
Yeah.
That's where you are.
Okay.
We're going to rest it in the sand again. Your masterpiece next to mine. And then tap the iron. And off it comes.
Right.
Breaks quite neatly at that little point.
Right.
And that's in there for the duration to cool
Okay.
till tomorrow.
Can I see the end of that?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Quite a clean break, really.
Yeah. And that blue is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's come right out now. This is almost...
Well, that truly was incredible. There's no exaggeration to say my appreciation and respect for the art is increased 1,000-fold. Absolutely incredible. So what we're going to do now is it's lunchtime here. We're going to be coming back tomorrow. The pieces that we created are going to be cooling down overnight. And by about 10 o'clock in the morning, apparently they're going to be ready. So we'll come back, pick them up, and see what they look like. But yeah, this has been fantastic so far. Looking forward to the results. We're back a lot sunnier today, and we're going to pick up the paperweight that I made. It's been fired now and had all of the swirls turned into hopefully beautiful things. And Tim's going to show us what to do, and I think as the glass artist, I don't know, is that an exaggeration? I'm going to be able to get to sign the bottom of it. But anyway, Tim's going to talk us through it. Well, we've made our way inside, found Tim, busy as he is. He's found a moment or two for us. And he's just suggested doing a practice. We've got an adapted dentist drill, is this right?
It is really. It's a Dremel, or basically like a rotating diamond tool that will scratch the surface of the glass.
So we're going to give it a bash, see how it goes. Power this up, might get a bit noisy. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Yeah. Lucky I've got such a simplistic signature. I feel like I want a better signature now.
Okay.
Looks rubbish.
My signature on the real thing.
Okay.
Angle it that way a little bit.
Which one, like that?
The paperweight, slightly.
No,
the other way.
up, right.
So you got the edge of the tool, but
Brilliant, and it looks fantastic. I mean, you actually get a chance to...
it needs it in the daylight, in sunlight,
Right.
hitting that, it'll be really interesting.
Okay, well, we'll take it out
And then
and
you
take
get
a
the
good
nice,
look at it.
that's called an inclusion. The colours have been put inside,
Yeah.
so you need to illuminate that. Natural light is always the best.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks a lot.
You're very welcome.
Cheers. So here it is, the finished object, scrawled on the bottom of it, but it's really quite remarkable. If you hold it up to the sun, actually if you get it between yourself and the sun, you see the most of the patterns, but you get swirls and patterns and them overlaying each other in a way that, well, I certainly hadn't expected. And yes, I'm pretty proud of what I've made there. There's a whole selection of things you can do down at Studio Glass. There's a tea room under construction, a cafe that's going to be coming on shortly. You can come along just watching what goes on. There's a viewing area, but it's a bit more than just watching. The people, when they're making stuff, you watch the artists at work, but also they're happy to talk to you about the techniques they're doing, what's involved with it. If you want to take it up another notch, you can get over the barriers, pay a small amount of money, and get involved with the making process, like you saw me do before with the bubbles or the paperweights. And of course, all of the goods that they're making here all day are on sale in the shop as well, a wide variety. And I know that people from around the world come to buy glass here because it's so well respected. So a wide variety of things to do. And it's certainly opened my mind and my eye to what's possible with glass, what it looks like, how you can work with it, and really the techniques involved. So come along.